paper, pencil, 2 sheets of cardstock, 2 copper tapes, scissors, LED light, battery, glue dot, tape, colored pencils, crayons, or something to color with. Now that we have our materials, let's start the activity. Part 1 of the activity will involve this connections worksheet from your packet. We will be doing Part A, to find our anchors. Remember, an anchor is somebody that you are connected with that both cares about you and supports you. An anchor can be any adult or person 5 years older than you that truly cares about you. Some examples include a parent, a foster parent, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, family friend, neighbor, a coach, a teacher, or any other adult that truly cares about you. On the back of your connection sheets or a blank piece of paper, make a list of all the adults who really care about you. These are adults that might worry about you or miss you if you haven't seen them in a while. From the list you just made, now circle the adults that have high expectations from you. These adults expect more from you than you expect from yourself. These are probably your anchors. Next, we're going to place a star by any of the anchors you just circled that can also teach you, guide you, or support you to reach those expectations. Check out this list of my anchors. Take a look at your anchor list. You should be so lucky whether you have 1 anchor, 3 anchors, 5 anchors, or more. How awesome is it that you have these caring adults in your life? From your list, choose 1 anchor to make a greeting card for. But not just any card, a card that actually lights up. I'm choosing to make a card for Coach B. He is my anchor because whether sports, school, or community service, he has always expected the most out of me, to be respectful and give it my all. Through the years, he has exemplified how I can do this and how I can succeed. Misha is choosing her long-term mentor and old neighbor, Harold. Once you've chosen which anchor you'd like to make a card for, we can move on to part 2 of the activity, building a circuit. If you have your packet, feel free to also follow along with the instructions in there. Otherwise, listen to Misha as she guides us through the next part of the activity.
So step 1 is to grab your 2 pieces of cardstock. I've got mine here, and I'm just going to choose one of them for now to be my inside card and one to be my outside card. My inside card is actually going to have my circuit on it. So I'm going to fold it in half. This is my inside card. I'm going to draw what my circuit is going to look like. I'm going to copy this image that I see in the directions. And here's the image in the directions. So just copying along. My battery is going to go here. And my copper tape is going to lie in this square shape. And I'll have a light here. Just make a symbol for it. Kind of like that. And the next step is to label the copper tape, which is this one, and this one. And your LED light, which is going to go here, and your battery. And these are all pieces of copper tape that are connecting them. So this is what your circuit is going to look like. There's a picture of a circuit at the top of the packet here. Does this look kind of similar? This would be your light. You've got your copper tape, which represents this copper wire going all the way around and connecting everything, and your battery. We're not going to have a switch because we don't need one, and it makes this card a lot easier. The switch, it would just be something that connects and disconnects the whole circuit here. So ours is going to be connected the whole time, but we're going to press on the battery to really cinch down that connection, and that should turn our light on. So going back, we've completed step 2. Fold papers in half, sketch this circuit on your card, which we've done, and now label where the light, battery, and the copper tape strips will be. All right, that looks good. Moving on to step 3. In step 3, we are building our circuit. So I'm going to take my copper tape and just cut it to the length that fits these sketched lines that I have. So I'm going to cut one that length, this length, and the 2 small sides. This part's a little tricky. You're going to carefully peel back your copper tape so that it separates from the backing. and you have to very carefully place it on your sketch. Oh no, see, mine got all coiled up. And there we go. So I'll do the same with this other side, and I'm actually going to skip the LED one. We're going to add the light first before we put the copper tape there. Now that I have my copper tape on the two long edges, I'm going to take my battery and glue it to this battery spot. Your battery has a positive and a negative charge, and this is what's going to make our circuit actually transfer energy into our light. So the battery has a bottom side and a top side. We want the top side to be facing up. You're going to take your glue dot, and you can just glue that right to the bottom of your battery. Once that glue is on there, we're going to go ahead and just stick it really hard right where our battery is on here. And then you'll take your copper strip that's remaining, or some of the copper strip that's remaining. You want to save a little bit still, and you'll just put it on top of your battery like that. Next, copper strip. So we're going to attach our LED light, and mine is red, but yours might be a different color. See how it has these two legs here? Like it could just walk around on these two little legs. We're actually going to have it do the splits and flatten those two legs so it looks like that. Now our circuit is almost complete. We're going to place each leg on either side of the copper tape strip like this so that they're touching. And now we are going to test to see if our circuit is complete. So I'm holding my light so that both legs are touching the copper, and my battery should be touching the copper as well. So when I press down on my battery, my LED light should light up. Well, it's not lighting up. So that means I need to try turning my LED light 180 degrees. Now it lights up. So the reason why it didn't before is because there's actually a positive and a negative charge on your LED light as well. And if it's the wrong direction and the energy isn't flowing the same direction as the battery, then it's not going to light up. All you got to do is flip it and it should work. So once your LED light lights up, we're going to move on to the next step. I've got my clear tape here and a small leftover piece of copper wire. And I'm just going to cut off a couple really small pieces of copper wire. And I'm not going to peel these off their tape. I'm just going to leave it like this and take a small piece of clear tape here and attach it to the back of this copper tape. So the non-sticky side, just like this. So now you can tell the sticky side has the copper on it, and the non-sticky side of the tape, it just looks white. So that copper part, we are going to connect to our LED light here, just to secure it. So one side, and then the other side. So my LED light is lit right now since there's no glue under my battery that's keeping it from touching the copper wire. For yours, you should really have to press down on the battery in order to get that to light up. So I'm just going to move my battery off the copper wire for a second. And again, the non-sticky side on the tape. And now I can press this down on the other side of my LED light. And it's secure. Now I can turn my card on, and my circuit is complete.
Put your inside cover to the side and grab your second sheet of cardstock paper. If you have not already, fold it in half just like the inside cover. This will be the cover of your greeting card. Hopefully you've been thinking about how you might want to decorate it for your anchor. The light will be part of our front cover design, so before we start drawing the design, we'll want to see where the light will be placed. Start by placing the inside cover in the outside cover that you just folded. Line up the edges so that they fit just perfectly. Now feel with your finger where the light is poking through, and use a pen to draw a dot where that is. Now take out your inner cover, and using your pen, poke a hole where you drew the dot in the previous step. Take your inner cover again and place it inside to double check that your light lines up with the hole you just made. If it does, poke a bigger hole with your pen so that the light can poke through. Just like this. This light will be a part of your front cover. Make sure you plan your design around the light and its placement. The next step is to determine where the battery lines up with the front cover. Feel with your finger, and wherever the battery is, draw in pencil a circle. That way, your inker knows where to press to make their card light up. Let's try it out.
Time to take this outer card apart off of your inner card so that you can decorate it. It's a lot easier to decorate if it doesn't have that circuit inside of it. So you might want to take a pencil to make your original sketch and then color it in with some colored pencils, crayons. You can even use paint. This is cardstock, so it can take watercolor or other kinds of paint if that's what you prefer. And get creative. Remember that this is going to be where the light is. So on my card, I'm going to make this be the sun in a picture of the pond outside my house that I'm going to give to Harold. Okay, guys, so this is my completed card. This is actually one that I did a couple days ago, so the LED light is a different color. And I've got my press here button and my LED poking through the sun. I trimmed the edges because it was a little bit, the inner card you can see was kind of sticking out. So I trimmed the edges, and then you're just going to glue the card on the edges or tape it, whatever works, so that your circuit is inside, kind of safe in between your two cards. And now when I press here on my little mushroom, my LED lights up. So now it's time to start thinking about what we're going to write on the inside of our cards.
Think of a thoughtful message for in your card. Maybe you thank your anchor. Maybe you explain to them what they've taught you. Or maybe you simply just say hi. Whatever it is, I know they'll appreciate it. And now you have your card to give to your anchor. Maybe you'll make more cards for the rest of your anchors. We'd love to see what creative designs you guys come up with. And last but not least, thank you all for helping us celebrate Lights On After School, and especially celebrating chill time.